Hey, it's your boy Blackwater Mo with Leonardo Oranges, where we give you fresh squeezed GTA 6 content on a semi regular basis. And today we're going to talk about another leak, yet another leak. I know. And this one is the Nudist colony. And once again, like most people, they think there's not a lot here, but there is actually a decent amount. There's a great deal here as far as when it comes to NPC interaction with Jason or without Jason. Them just watching what he's doing, observing him, observing them, and then of course we get some pistol work here as well. So we'll just jump right into it and break it down. Um, let's go. So we start with Jason at this. I'm calling it a nudist colony. You know, I don't know what it is. I'm not privy to. I'm not about that life, as the children say. But everybody here is naked in some degree. They might have on a top with no. But everybody here is bottomless. We'll say that. Guy has on a tank top with his meat out. I don't know. Beats the heck out of me. But there's pools, there's jacuzzis, there's lawn chairs, It's nighttime, there's fire lit. Jason has his binoculars out, which is weird. And in this one, we see full frontal from dudes and ladies. And this is what I alluded to earlier, saying I'm not gonna be able to play this game with the children. All right. But we see when Jason pulls out the binoculars and he's looking at this particular couple, they're not pleased. They look at him with disgust and say, "Quit sulking already and tell us what's on your mind." I don't know if that's like an invitation or I don't know. But Jason stops. He's like, "Okay, well, get out of here." And then he turns to his left. And like I said, we see like tiki torches. The fire physics looks amazing. The lighting looks amazing based off of the fire. We see another couple leaning over. This gentleman actually has on pants. There's like some sort of boxer shorts, like Speedo. I don't know. But there's a heavier lady with a butt tattoo. And she also has like cellulite, which is cool. I like that. She's kind of like twerking back and forth and dancing for this gentleman putting on a show. And you can see her under lady parts, which is interesting. And the guy like throws this beer back, like his animation, he throws it all the way back, like he's too turned. Jason leaves that couple. They had no interest in him. They didn't give a hoot what he was doing because they were consumed with themselves. So then he goes and he looks at another lady who's dancing all by herself. She looks at him. There's a gentleman sitting right behind her, not with her, with a beer. We see some more men parts in the back, as well as some ladies dancing. Like I said, there's a lot of people here. There appears to be some employees at the bar who have clothes on, but all of the patrons appear to not have any clothes. And as I mentioned, there's a gentleman here who has on a tank top, but he's got his meat out, which I don't fully understand the logic behind that. Jason is back off of his binoculars. He walks up under these two canopies, which has a microphone. Looks like there's an opportunity for karaoke at this event. And like I said, everybody is like this dude. One of these dudes is like super hairy, and I don't like the hair physics. I don't know. Oh my God, it's so tough to be a woman. On screen, it appears to be like a screensaver of like Vice City or whatever, which is kind of cool, kind of detailed. The lights in the pool are amazing. As you can see, some of the floaties in the pool and the lights reflecting through them. As Jason walks towards the pool, we see there's a sauna. We see there's multiple hot tubs around, and there are people like dancing outside of the hot tubs, and all kind of like one guy's recording with his phone. I feel like that's weird. And then there's this lady like twerking on a gentleman along the wall. Jason stops, just catches his eye. Jason, now probably 5 feet away, are looking at them through binoculars. Everybody's bodies are so different, and the lady seems annoyed with Jason. She says, "Your mama ain't teach you no manners," as she continues to twerk. And then this gentleman, he's got his meat out. So this lady's, they're I can't even, like, if my kids were to walk in the room, I can't even explain what's happening here. If my wife walked in with me playing this guy, I'm like, no, that, like, you know how when you're a kid, this is when your mom walks in. This is when your mom walks in on this particular scene right here. He's looking through binoculars at a topless and bottomless lady with a man's genitalia just right behind, and she's just dancing for all the world to see. Jason finally leaves those people who seem to be agitated with him, and then he goes over to the sauna. There's a couple of ladies and a couple of gentlemen in the sauna. One lady looks like she has on latex in the sauna. Doesn't seem like I don't know, to each his own, I guess. We walk over, we see there's more jacuzzis, so many hot tubs. And these ones, they're illuminated with like purple lights, RGB lights. And then we get back to where we started with the first original couple that was annoyed. We just did a once around the pool and looked at everything around the pool. And then Jason looks like he's going to the exit, and there's people walking down there as well. And so he pulls up the binoculars to look. And then there's a guy carrying like a case of beer, which is cool. And then one of the ladies seems agitated. "You got a freaking problem or what?" is what she says. And she stops in her tracks. And she, of all the ladies here, appears to be physically fit. This lady has a treble cliff tattoo. That's hilarious. Like, this, the realness of this is crazy. She said, "You want a closer look?" And so Jason then puts away his binoculars and pulls out his gun. And the lady attacks him, and he grapples with her, which is an interesting mechanic, like straight out of Red Dead. She said, "Get a grip, will you?" And now she's on the edge of the pool. She throws a punch. Jason punches her, knocks her out. We get the yellow glow animation. So she's knocked unconscious in the pool. Jason then goes and pulls out his sidearm again, his Girardi ES9. And then just once again, he shoots into the pool, shoots into the water. And you can see the physics, like the water splashes and then it hits at the bottom. The bullet hits at the bottom of the pool, and there's actually a bullet hole there. And then Jason shoots the lady. I want to talk about his mechanics, his aiming mechanics. He's shooting with one hand. So I imagine just when the gun is in your hand, you can use the right stick to do whatever with it. Because he's not aiming like, two hands, like a proper way, good, proper gun technique. He's just freestyling it with one hand. When he hits the lady, you see the red circle on the screen, and then it says the staff won't provide services here. Now, what kind of services do they provide at this place? And then we see someone on the screen saying, "Please, just not the face." But there's an X on her. So similar to GTA 5, when you're shooting, they get an X once they're actually downed from a gun. And then Jason continues to shoot in the pool. And now he turns, and you see all the NPCs. You see one lady freeze and say, "If you kill me, you'll never know the truth," someone says. You see a lot of NPCs running. Now Jason's just shooting into the crowd. He's not hitting anybody. Now he finds another crowd, and we see like three people crouched down, 4 or 5 people crouched down to try to avoid the gunfire. One falls on their knees, one falls on their butt, all of them naked. We see the vast majority of people running. So this is just like crazy NPC behavior where everybody's doing something different. Jason shoots one of the people who just fell down to their knees, and he's the rag doll there. Then he's shooting into the crowd and he shoots another person and they ragdoll, shoots another person with a headshot. They ragdoll, shoots another person, shoots another person. Yeah. Just shooting into the crowd of these naked people. And people like, yeah, cut the shit, you asshole. And then someone said, you scared to take me on with your bare hands? Not that tough. And then Jason is still shooting. He's reloaded. And now he's shooting again, shooting just into the crowd as people are fleeing. He's shooting this whole time. He's just walking with one hand, shooting like freestyle one hand. Now, as people get far, he is using two hands, and the reticle goes from a. It looks like there's a little dot, but then I guess his accuracy gets better now that he's with two hands, but the people are farther. But this whole time he was just shooting with one hand like this, and then he goes to shooting with two hands. So I'm assuming it's now he pressed left trigger to aim, and now he's shooting. And he's just, like I said, just shooting into the crowd. Whoever Cyberleak is, the way you're playing this game, you're a fucking psychopath, bro. But that's the scene, you know, Jason at the nudist colony, which is, like I said, I've been to Florida a bunch of times. I don't, maybe it's something that I missed. Maybe it's me. But yeah, he's something else. So yeah, it's your boy. I don't even know what to say about this one, if I'm being 100% honest. We get to see, like I said, how NPCs interact with one another. We get to see possibly the shooting, aiming mechanics, the reload animations, the ability. I know they said that it's been taken out of the game, but dual wielding, since he's able to shoot with this one hand, will we be able to dual wield? You know? I don't know. Hopefully that means that prone is back as well. I'm excited for prone. Hopefully we get that, but yeah, man. That one was interesting. I don't know. I ain't like it. They are not old, yeah. Sweet on the tongue.